Hello, I have got another crit race at the Brownlee Circuit in Leeds for you today. And we're just passing now. We had a rolling start, so it was another neutralised first lap as we passed the start there. And yeah, we're off. It's fairly steady pace. I mean, you can see people behind me just chatting as we're going up, which it's not always that common in a crit race, but yeah, we get on going. Yeah, still I'd say fairly steady up this first lap. No one really wanting to push the boat out yet. And it's another 3-4 cat race and quite a large field. I think we had about 45. Obviously, it's nice weather, always draws a few more people out. And I actually had about 10 people from Alba my club, in this race. So yeah, that made it quite interesting as well. As we come round this corner here, so yeah, you can see a few of us in this pink and black kit, and then there was a few others from Cat 4 who weren't in the kit, but yeah, quite nice to have a few teammates. And yeah, as you can see, that kind of comes into play later in the race. But we had a wind coming from the northeasterly direction, which meant as we kind of come around this bend, it was a pretty fast descent here. And you'll see us kind of, I think we got over kind of 60 kilometers an hour. That's, yeah, going down here. So it was pretty fast down here. Unfortunately meant for a bit of a headwind on the slight incline on the other side of the track, which usually doesn't make for the most aggressive riding. But yeah, as we come into this velodrome here, you can see people trying to move up, get better positions, other people trying to conserve some energy. And but yeah, fairly nothing too frantic for this first lap, I'd say. Going into this race, I had two kind of objectives based on how previous races have gone that I wanted to achieve. The first one was to stay up near the front for as much of the race as I could. As you can see, that's not going too well to start with. And then the second was to just try and get in a breakaway at some point. Obviously, we'd need to be near the front of the field for that to happen. But yeah, I just thought I haven't really ever given one a proper good go, and I would like to try one, even if I'm not necessarily as strong as some of the other rides in the category. But yeah, we come up the hill here. Power speed's kind of increasing a bit more, but still nothing major. But yeah, unfortunately, kind of before I realised it, I've just got all these riders in front of me, and my initial objectives have kind of just gone out the window. And yeah, you can see behind me, I'm pretty much dead last in the peloton. I've got my teammate here, Elliot, who I'm with, and yeah, not the best start considering actually it wasn't too intense. I definitely could have kept further up there, but still early on in the race, not really an issue. So yeah, about a lap later, still in a similar position as we're moving up. It's yeah, bit cagey around the middle with so many riders. You've got kind of almost 5 abreast at times. But yeah, just coming into here, try and keep my position as best I can. A couple of riders from the team behind me. Just taking it steady, making sure to stay out of any parts of the group that might cause an issue. And yeah, able to get some energy back, just freewheeling and taking it steady down here, and actually get a good opportunity with a bit of momentum as people are freewheeling to take up this space down the outside. Yeah, just to try and move up a bit more, as was my aim. So luckily that works out quite well, and I'm able to actually get up near the front. Not quite as far as I just get kind of cut off here, but yeah, still a good move considering how far back at the group I was. So yeah, just trying to maintain my position here. It's quite satisfying to take some positions when there is a bit of a lull in the group rather than needing to exert extra energy when everyone's pushing on. So yeah, probably about in the middle of the group here. Behind me, I've got a couple of teammates who are starting to move up as well on my right hand side. And yeah, probably would be the perfect opportunity to go with them and follow their wheels and move up with them to the front. Almost get boxed. I managed to actually get out, and yeah, right here should definitely be going onto that wheel, but for some reason I don't know, maybe I just didn't have the power of the didn't feel like I could do it, but eventually I ended up just kind of slipping back instead. And yeah, bit frustrating watching that pack, but yeah, I guess at the time, I mean, it was pretty tough, so I thought maybe I just didn't have it. Moving on a bit more, and yeah, you can see I'm just kind of sitting around in the middle of the pack, not really doing too much, unfortunately, not really seeing the front of the race, but also not moving back as far as I have been maybe recently, which is good. You can see it's going pretty fast now. We're strung out in a single line. I've got Ewan from my club on my wheel as well. And yeah, as we come into this velodrome turn, yeah, takes a good line and moves up a bit as well. Also got Ryan from my club coming round. So yeah, as you can see, there's quite a lot of pink in this group. quite a lot of the team, but also all kind of riding kind of a bit randomly. But then it is quite difficult to do a team tactics when you're a cycle club riding a Cat 3-4 race. So yeah, at this point, I think I'd kind of realised that even though I was able to get to the front a few times, I was struggling to kind of stay there just because I wasn't able to do the sustained power efforts that other people get able to. But I mean, we're going pretty fast and hard here now. And yeah, just on my right, I've got a teammate, Sean here, who flies past, and take that as a good opportunity to try and jump on his wheel. So try and put the power down, but he goes again there. And yeah, unfortunately just can't quite go with it. So yeah, just try and keep pushing up though. Make sure I don't drop back any further. And yeah, just kind of settle in then here. Again, still roughly in the middle of the bunch. Just take a look back. We've got Jack here from Olly CC on my wheel, getting super low in aerodynamic, or he's just trying to get in the camera, I'm not sure, but yeah, flying down there, reaching the high speeds as we go down this downhill section now. Rejoin a lap later. Again, you can see people really pushing up this climb now. Everyone out the, well, most people out the saddle, maintain kind of speed going up here. You can see people are starting to push on at the front, little gaps starting to form. So yeah, the pressure's really kind of starting to come on now in this race. Super strung out the field, kind of almost single file the whole way. And then everyone sprinting out the saddle, out of the corner to keep onto the wheel in front. So yeah, finding it tough here. I mean, we're going on a downhill section and my heart rate's kind of well over 200 BPM. But luckily it eases off a little bit, or at least I'm in the wheels and able to recover somewhat as we come down. Then as we come to the velodrome section, you can see we've still got one rider off the front, which is why it's still so strung out. Everyone's still pushing on to make sure he doesn't get too far away. And yeah, that's why it's still quite high speed going through here. Yeah, we'll skip along a little bit because we do eventually catch the person. And I managed to maintain my middle of the pack position for a few more laps. So yeah, unfortunately not much more to report. Get to the uphill section again. I'm able just to find a little gap here. We kind of push on through up to it's actually a teammate in front of me. That was Sam's wheel. Got a couple of teammates behind me. You can see how tight it gets around some of those corners. So we'll stop it again here, and because there's a rider just on the right, you can just about see attacking off the front, and unfortunately not in a very good position to do anything about it, quite boxed in here, but no one goes with him, so they kind of just let him off the front. The pace in the group has slowed down quite a bit, no one pushing it on the front, and yeah, this rider manages to get quite a distance already. You can see it's nearly at the top of the climb, and yeah, quite significant because, unfortunately, spoiler alert, he goes on to win the race solo from that move. And it was kind of just quite a subtle one, and because no one went with it, no one was pushing the pace on the front, he managed to just get away and yeah, went on to win the race. So a bit later now, 40 minutes gone, we've got much left. Elliot here, says my name, calls me over, so I jump on his wheel, and obviously he's doing a brilliant job here of trying to bring some team members through to the front. You can see I've got some team members on my back, so yeah, he's doing a great job of taking some team members to the front of the race. And yeah, tactically wise, this is perfect. Well, we've got a ride on the front, we're chasing that lone break, and then I attack, and you can see Elliot shaking his head there, rightly so, because yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I kind of just got excited that I was near the front of the race. I knew in my head that I really wanted to try a break, and so I just went for it. And yeah, 2 laps to go there. Obviously not an ideal time to try a breakaway, as the field's probably going to be pushing on, going as fast as it can. But also, while there was a man out front, really would have been better to try and actually work together and chase him down. And you can see before I know it, I've got people behind me and I'm caught. And yeah, in hindsight, obviously it wasn't a sensible thing to do. I was in a great position thanks to Elliot there near the front. I should have just stayed there with 2 laps to go, but oh well, something to learn from. And at least I kind of enjoyed it. It was quite nice going off the front, attacking, trying to be a bit aggressive. But yeah, as you can see, people flying past me now because I just spent a lot of energy in that attack. And yeah, it didn't quite pay off, but oh well, got to try these things. And yeah, maybe not at that time, next time, maybe a bit earlier on in the race if there's a bit of a different scenario. But yeah, fast forward here on the last lap, I'm just trying to kind of stay on the wheels because yeah, I just don't really have energy to get back to the front now. And unfortunately, if you're not near the front in this bit, you haven't got a chance. You've really got to be in the kind of front 5-6 riders here. Luckily, a couple of Albarosa club mates are near the front, so you can see on this bend they go into the corner first and second. Bit sketchy going around this final bend. You can see people overcooking the corner, flying onto the grass behind me as well. It causes a bit of chaos, but yeah, I'm just kind of sprinting for the sake of sprinting. I know I'm not nowhere near the top 10, and we crossed the finish line. And luckily, a couple of teammates, so Ryan and Ewan, managed to get second and third on the podium. But yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't quite get that top step, and probably partly because of I'll definitely take some of the blame. Would have been more beneficial for me to go to the front and do some work and trying to bring him back rather than trying to attack, meaning no teammates could then do work on the front. But oh well, we'll take it into the next race and yeah, hopefully improve.